I need a bolster too. I know we do a lot of props. Yeah. Well, welcome everyone. Today I want to focus on Parvati. We have a pose called Parvantasana, and it's seated mountain pose, and it's named after Parvati. And Parvati is one of the characters of the Indian myths, and she is named Parvati because she's considered the daughter of the mountain. She's considered the daughter of a king and queen that were king and queen over this kingdom that dwelled in the mountain. And she was one of the incarnations of Sakti, and Sakti was the wife of Shiva. So since we're going to talk about a couple of these characters and we're going to bring in a couple of these poses, I thought I would tell you a little bit of these stories so that we can bring them to life through our physical expression. So the story goes that Parvati was the incarnation of Sakti, the first wife of Shiva, after she had passed. And Shiva was often depicted as kind of like an Rastafarian. You know, he's dressed in a loincloth, he had dreadlocks, he's like smoking the ganja, he was out playing with the boys, and he oftentimes loved meditating on the mountain. And so honestly, he didn't spend a lot of time with his lovely wife because he was always off doing his own thing. And there was one point where he had gotten all of these downloads, all of this knowledge of this art and science called yoga. And Mary and Chad are about to come in. So just heads up, we're gonna have the door open. Let me grab them a couple of bolsters. Hi, Ben. A couple bolsters for you. And you're gonna need 2 blocks, thick blocks. Should be preferable. I think it's scoot over just a little bit. That'd be great. You guys are good. Oh, your time. Thank you though for the offering. Ben, do you want to be there or do you want to be by Sharon back here?
This is perfect.
Okay. And Chad, grab 2 blocks too, please.
Okay, sure.
And I'm going to start over so you guys can hear it. I grabbed you a bolster. Feel free to grab a blanket if you need it. So while you guys are setting up, I was just telling them today I wanted to focus on Parvati, and she's an incarnation of Sita, which was Shiva's wife. Shiva was this Rastafarian character with dreadlocks, and he loved to meditate and hang with his boys. And anyway, he didn't spend a whole lot of time with his lovely wife Parvati. And the story goes that he got all these downloads when he was in a deep dive meditation of this art and science called yoga. So Shiva is considered like the godfather of yoga, like how we have all this information. So he comes down from the mountain. He has all of these secrets and knowledge that he wants to share to his wife, but he didn't want it to be out in the public. So he takes his wife to an island to share with her this thing called yoga. So technically, according to the story, Parvati is the first female yogini. So she is considered the goddess of motherhood, which is why I wanted to bring it up after Mother's Day. So she's the goddess of motherhood. So she has all the qualities of a great mother. She's gentle, she's compassionate, she's nurturing, she's nourishing, she's got all that motherly love. And so when she hears Shiva come down from the mountain and share these secrets of yoga, she's like, we've got to share this with humanity because humanity is miserable. Humanity has all this suffering, and we know that this can help to ease their suffering. We have to share it. And Shiva was like, I don't think humanity can handle it. I'm not sure we should share. And so the story goes that it's due to her that we actually have all this information, even though for years and years it was created by men for men, and it took women a long time really getting into the practice. So one more story about Parvati. When they had this discussion and decided to share it with humanity, they did this mystical dance together out of celebration, because they were going to ease a lot of the misery and suffering here on earth through this practice. And then soon after that, Shiva had gone off, with his guy friends, and Parvati was at home, and she wasn't a mother yet, and she really desired to be a mother. And she just decided, I don't need Shiva, I'm going to create my own child. And she wanted a son, and she created his son. And while he was away, he didn't know the son existed. And his son had grown a little older. And she was in the back taking a bath, right? And just think about when you're unclothed and taking a bath, you're in a more vulnerable state. And so he decided he was going to protect his mother. He was going to stand at the threshold of the door and protect his mother while she was doing this bathing ceremony. So Shiva comes back, and there's this boy standing and blocking the door. He was like, get out of my way, I'm coming into my house. Well, Ganesha didn't know who Shiva was at the time. And so he was standing strong, and Shiva just decided out of rage, I'll just cut his head off. Cut his head off. And then Parvati hears what happened, and she comes running into the room, screaming like any mother would, like, what have you done? This is our child. You have to fix this. So Shiva had these powers because he was a god. And he told his friends, he was like, go out into the woods, find the first head that you can, and bring it back to me immediately. So they go out into the woods. The first thing they see is an elephant. They cut the elephant's head off. They bring the elephant head back, and he places it upon the boy's head. And thus we have Ganesha. And Ganesha is the elephant-headed Hindu deity. Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. So we are going to be doing Parvantasana, named after Parvati, the daughter of the mountain. And we're going to do dancing Shiva. It'll be part of our mystic dance, celebrating this knowledge of yoga. And then we'll add in an elephant trunk pose to represent Ganesha today. We're going to be doing some strengthening. We're going to be using the blocks. So you will find that I'm going to challenge you a little bit today. Do your best, leave the rest, okay? So sit on the edge of a bolster. Shimmy towards the edge. Elongate your vertebrae. And let your hands rest anywhere on your lap. And close the lids of the eyes. At first, I just want you to tune into your body. Feel the platform you're sitting on and the texture of the mat beneath the feet. And get a little heavier down into your hips. Feel the broadness across your lap. And let this represent the base or the foundation of a mountain. And on your next in-breath, spring the spine upward and allow the crown of the head to represent the lofty peak of the mountain. Feel your arms sloping down as if they were the sides of the mountain. And gaze in and up towards the mind's eye as if you were looking off into the horizon towards the beautiful blue sky and the sun shining above. On your next in-breath, we're going to move into Parvantasana, seated mountain pose. The arms are going to circle up overhead. The palms are going to be placed together. Your elbows are going to widen. And notice when you widen the elbows, how it really broadens the chest. And then we're going to do a breathing technique. You will not be holding your breath. You're just going to breathe in and out. The rest of us are going to retain the breath at the top. So take a deep breath in. Draw the navel in and up towards the heart. Trap the energy there for a moment. And then exhale, let it go. Another deep breath in. Zip up through your midriff. Imagine that prana and creative life force energy stirring at the heart. And then exhale, release. Deep breath in. Hollow out the upper part of the abdomen, close to the base of the ribs. Feel as though you're shooting the energy even higher from the heart into the crown, and exhale, release. Let's do it one more round. And breathe it out. Firming here as you hold, my thoughts and energy rise up to meet the sky. As you inhale, separate your hands, lift the arms overhead, and as you exhale, land your left hand and curve over in that direction. So you can be yin, a little whimsical with that top arm, creating a C curve, or you can be more yang, more active, more masculine with your effort. By reaching the arm and the fingertips up and down. Breathe into that side of the body. Break up any tension that's surrounding the lungs. Channel that breath more into the right arm. Inhale, let's bring it all the way up, and let's exhale, rainbow over to the other side, landing the right hand, turning that left palm downward, creating either the yin, more C curve, more relaxed arm, or with that full extension. See which one feels better for you today. See which one gives you a deeper access to your personal breath. And then inhale, draw it right back to the top and release the hands. We're gonna shimmy away from that bolster that we were sitting on. You can slide it off to the side, and we're gonna come up to stand. When you come up to stand, go ahead and establish your feet at the top portion of the mat. This is where we're gonna start to use our blocks. So the first thing I want you to do is find your blocks, and you're going to take the first one in between your thighs. Now, your feet may be a little wider than they would be without. But with the block held here, you're going to roll the thighs in with that internal rotation and back your thighs up. You're going to hold the second block in between your hands, and you're going to reach the arms up overhead. And when you reach the arms up overhead, at the same time you're grounding down to the soles of the feet. Feel that long extension through your body. See if the arms can come out of your peripheral line of view alongside your ears. If that strains the shoulders or is too much, you can have the arms angled forward. Take one more deep breath in Urdhva Hastasana. But as you exhale, you're going to lower the arms slowly, keeping the action in your feet, in your thighs, and all the way up into your glutes. Good. Inhale, lift the arms back up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, you're going to bend your knees, push your seat back, lean forward just a little bit, not all the way. You're still keeping the arms up. You're still shining the heart forward. But I want you to notice how the weight is settling more into the heels. And then I want you to focus on this side strip of the body, these side lats, and reach up and down through that area. And notice how the weight shifts forward into your toes. Good, one more deep breath in Utkatasana. And then as you exhale, straighten your legs, bring the block down so that your hands can rest on top. Rooting the feet, straightening out through the legs, rolling the thighs towards each other to squeeze that block. And then if possible, you can release your hands away from the block and lower on down to what we call Uttanasana. Now this action with our legs is going to keep the muscles engaged.
with the muscles being engaged, they're going to strengthen. So we're strengthening those quads, but we're stretching the hamstrings here. Take one more deep breath. And then grab that block in between your hands again. And inhale, bend the knees, come back up to chair. Utkatasana, shoot up and out through the side body. And then slowly straighten the legs and grab that block in between. So you have a block in either hand. So we're going to establish onto the right foot. And the arms are going to create an L-shaped sensation. So the right arm to the right side, L, the left arm's lifting up alongside the ear. Slowly lift and flex your left foot. 4-point star. If your balance isn't sturdy today, you can keep the toe closer to the floor in case you need it for balance. Set your gaze at one special place, something steady and unmoving. And then exhale, release your arms and foot. Cross over to the left foot. Create the L-shaped formation to the other side. Eventually taking the weight off the right foot, flexing and floating it in midair. Again, if you need the big toe to step down to maintain your sense of balance, do that. Listen to your body. Try not to hold the breath here, even though you're concentrating. And then exhale, release the foot and release the arms. Good. Now, the way you have your feet set up, have them parallel, a few inches apart. You're going to hinge over and you're going to stack the blocks so the hands are on top and they're lining up underneath the shoulders. Enough distance between the feet and the blocks like you've written tabletop position. Again, tipping your weight slightly forward towards your toes here. And when you're ready, slowly uplift your right leg, up and back, up and back. Good, let the block stabilize you. Push back through your right heel, turn the toes down towards the floor. Slightly lower your right hip so the sacrum feels even and level. Good, exhale, lower the right foot down. Inhale, float your left leg up and back. So it's like a variation of Warrior 3. Push down through your right foot. Press back through your left heel. Level out the hips and the sacrum. Keep the heart shining forward. Your head is up. You're looking slightly eyes. Maybe finding a piece of the wood grain to gaze at. To steady your focus, to steady your balance. And then exhale, release that foot. When you release that foot, these are more stable. When you're ready here, the blocks are going to slide to the sides and you're going to roll down to your Uttanasana. We're going to start to flow now. Inhale, lift halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow over. Inhale, take your plane. From your plank position, you're going to sink back to your knees. Untuck your toes. Inhale, open into cow. Exhale, tuck and round it to cat. Continue this sequence. Inhale, saddle the back, drop the belly, open the heart and throat. And then exhale, round it out. Do 3 more of these sets. Synchronizing movement as you breathe to open up mobility in the upper body and to bring some flexibility to your back, which also helps the inner organs. All right, inhale, straighten the back, sit back towards your heels, find those blocks again. Take the blocks on their lowest height, slide the arms in front of you, your thighs can widen, and you're gonna lower the head in between the arm bones. And you're gonna focus on your breath. Maybe seeing if you can feel the backside of the body ballooning up as you breathe in and softening and lowering as you breathe out. I can see it visually, but can you feel it internally? This is great for breast health. Anytime we stretch the arms this way and the pit of the arms this way, it helps to drain the lymphatic tissues and lymph nodes. Take one more deep breath. And then inhale, we're gonna rock back up. When you rock back up, slide one block away. The second block is gonna come back between the thighs. Solidify your hands, curl your toes, and you're coming up to plank. So the same action that we were doing standing in that Tadasana position, we're doing here with the block. Now make sure that your heart's shining forward. Your arms are like columns holding you up. Thighs nice and firm. And as you exhale, back it up to downward facing dog. Sail your sits bones up in the air. Pressurize the hands and the feet. And see how tall you can reach the peak of the pose. The peak of the pose is your sits bones. On your next exhale, you're coming forward, shoulders over hands. You're gonna lower the knees, but not all the way. You're gonna hover and hold. Inhale, pluck the thighs up, plank. Good, exhale, back it up. Downward facing dog. We're gonna do that a couple more rounds. Inhale, plank. Exhale, drop and hover the knees. Continue to breathe, so don't hold your breath. And this is more simple core work that you can do. Okay, inhale, knees up, plank. Good, exhale, down dog. We're doing one more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower the knees, but let them hover and hold, hover and hold. Inhale, plank. Good, exhale, downward facing dog. Good, now travel the hands back in the direction of your toes. Land your heels, fold down to your Uttanasana. Now the more you press down through the feet, the more you engage through your inner thighs. That's the thighs rolling in to hold that block. You're gonna feel the correct alignment of this pose. The kneecaps lifting, the quads engaging. Decompressing the low back as you hang free. Affirming here, nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back. On your next in-breath, keep that block there between the thighs. Sweep the arms to your sides and up overhead. Come to Urdhva Hastasana. Thighs squeezing, powering back. Arms lifting overhead. And then exhale, descend your arms, but keep the action in your feet and lower body. Reach the fingertips towards the floor and let your heart lift. This is called Tadasana. And Tadasana is the standing mountain pose. All right, inhale, we're gonna flow forward again. Lift the arms up. Exhale, hands can come together as you humbly bow over. You're gonna remove that block from your thighs. You're gonna set it off to the side, and you're gonna meditationally walk your hands one at a time, coming forward to plank. Once you arrive in plank, go ahead and drop your knees, untuck your toes, open up your heart center. Come to a modified variation of up dog. Exhale, push back into child's, this time without the blocks. Inhale, come forward and up to upward facing dog. Exhale back into extended child's pose. All right, one more of those. Inhale, rocking forward, staying on the stilts of the arms, keeping the head above the shoulders. And then exhale back into extended child. It's not staying. Inhale, rock up hands and knees. Exhale, curl the toes, take Adho Mukha Svanasana. From your Adho Mukha Svanasana, go ahead and travel the feet forward. 1 foot line. Hanging over and down at the top. Inhale all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana. And now be here in your body and notice. We don't really engage the thighs properly, do we? If we're not holding that block. So see if you can root the feet, engage your thighs, create the same action without it. That's the idea. And then exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're gonna step the right foot back. When we step the right foot back, lunge that front knee, find that block that's still in front, and pick it up. So what we're gonna do is keep the back leg straight, that right heel really burrow down into the floor. The right hip is gonna roll to face the front, and we're gonna hold the block in between the palms like we did earlier. So on the next inhale, we're gonna lift the arms up and take warrior 1. From warrior 1 position, try to erect the spine over the pelvis. Work that stretch into your back calf muscles. Keep your eyes focused on one placement in front of you. And now slowly start to straighten out the front leg. Take this block down and bring it into the hands, just like we did in front, but now behind us. Crank the shoulders back. Open up the heart center. And then inhale, left hand to the hip. Right arm carries the block overhead. And then exhale, we're going to slowly hinge forward. And we're going to take the block to the floor, just to the inside of that foot. The hand can rest on top. You're shining the heart forward and through. Your left hand that's holding the hip, you're going to kind of squeeze and tuck it in a little closer to yourself. Good. Right thigh backs up. Good. One more breath. Now take the left hand and transfer the block to the outside of the foot. Spin your right foot to face more of the front door. Straighten out the left leg. Let your right arm hang free. All right, inhale, we're slowly going to open up into triangle. Good, from triangle pose, we're going to bring this block with us in the left hand, and we're going to come up to reverse the triangle. Good, as we exhale, we're going to slowly windmill the hand back down, right arm skyward. All right, we're going to do that 2 more rounds. Stay grounded in your feet. Inhale, bring the block up overhead. You can even gaze up if it doesn't straighten your neck. And then exhale, descend back to Trikonasana. From Trikonasana now, push back into the hip, roll open through the belly and chest. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Lunge that knee, step the back foot forward. And then we're going to take it to the other side. Left foot back. Bury that back heel into the floor. Lunge that front knee, not too deep, but lined right over the ankle, and square up the hips. Hold the block between the palms, lift the arms up, Virabhadrasana 1. Looking straight ahead, chin parallel to the floor. Breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bring the block down and behind your back. Hold it in your hands. Shoulders roll back. Breathe up into your heart. Right hand to the waist, inhale, left arm shoots up. Exhale, hinge forward, straight back. Bring the block down just to the inside of the foot and lengthen out through the spine. Sometimes we just want to dump over in this pose, but if we put more extension in, you actually get a little bit more work. Squeeze the right hip in. From this version of pyramid pose, you're going to take your right hand, transfer that block to the other side. Put a little bend in that right knee so you can turn the left foot. Re-straighten the leg and let your left arm hang free. At first, you're looking down, but then as you inhale, you're going to sweep that left arm out and up. Feel the twist. There is a twist in triangle pose. Revolve open through the belly and chest. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Bring the pose to life by incorporating a conscious, controlled breath. Think of the shape of a triangle, mimicking the shape of like a volcanic mountain. And then inhale, bring the block with you as you lift the right arm. Exhale, windmill down, Trikonasana. And just casually going back and forth with mindfulness. Last one. And from that triangular position, lunge that front knee, step the back foot forward. And now we're going to need 2 blocks. So have both of them in front of you again. All right, we're going to amp it up. Remember what we did earlier about lifting one leg? We're going to play around with that in a couple different postures. So the right leg is going to slowly lift up and back. So if you only feel your inner thigh stretching or you feel like you're hiking that right hip up, make sure you level it out. You're going to find that the left leg is going to really strengthen here, not just the muscles, but the bones. All right, when you're ready, you're going to bend both knees and you're going to kind of curl in. And then as you inhale, you're going to extend out. Exhale, contract and curl in. Inhale, extend out. One more. Good, and now release the right foot. Inhale, lift and extend your left leg. So we take pause here to really focus. Are we doing the right work? Look at your right toes. Are they facing the front? Are the left toes pointed down? Does your sacrum feel even as though someone could put a cup of tea on your low back? Is your heart shining through? Head lifting away from the shoulders. And if all that's good, let's start to flow. Bend the knees, crunch and curl in. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale. Again. Love hearing the breath. Just one more round. Inhale, once you extend, we're going to bring the left foot down to the floor. And then slowly come up. All right, so in the last class, we led up to an arm balance. It's not gentle. But I still want us to do some of the work that led us there. So your hands are going to come to your hips. Your left foot's going to ground, and your right knee's going to bend. What we're going to do is Padangusthasana D. So how was your balance today? Is it okay? Okay, good. The final trimester, you may need a wall to help you balance. But if you're good, All right, we're gonna balance on the left foot and elevate the right knee. And then we're gonna try to extend the leg. Test the waters there, how does it feel? And then lower the foot. Okay, so this is what I mean by this kind of work here with the block and working with this inner thigh is so important for this pose that we're doing. Because what happens is we start to do this and then we start to lean back. We tuck the tailbone, right? Because we don't have the proper foundation. Everything's from the foundation up. So you want to create that Tadasana form on that leg. We'll do it again, making sure we're not compromising our foundation or our posture. And if you start to get a cramp, just bend the knee. Sometimes just kind of waving the foot will help. All right, let's solidify the right foot. And without thinking too much about it, don't overthink it. Just lift the knee and extend the leg and notice how the body wants to compromise. Okay, set the foot down. And now think alignment. Tadasana form, right leg. Let's do it one more time. All right, so dancing Shiva. I would prefer you just maybe holding your foot not too forward. Just out of precaution's sake. Okay. All right, we're gonna ground on the left foot. We're gonna catch the right foot behind us. And you guys also have permission to just be here. But you can also uplift the left arm and you may have the potential to hinge forward. And this is the dancing Shiva. Representing that mystic dance. And whenever you're ready to come out, because some days we have it and some days we don't. Some days we need to be a little faster with our balancing, and sometimes we have that stability to really hold and challenge. All right, ground the right foot, catch your left. Maybe this is enough today. Maybe lifting the right arm is helpful. And maybe you have the potential to take the full expression. Whenever you need to come out, exit slowly, safely. All right, we're bringing it back to the floor, hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold down. In and halfway up. Out and lower. Inhale, take plank. So from plank, imagine you're holding and you're taking that block. Exhale, back it up, down dog. Lean forward, plank on the in breath. Descend the knees and hover on the out breath. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Just 2 more sets and we're done with this sequence. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hover the knees. Good, inhale, thighs lift. Exhale, down dog. Feel free to do 1 more. And if you need cat-cow instead, feel free to do that. Plank. Downward facing dog. And then we're going to come down to the knees. We're going to bring the blocks down on their middle heights. And then we're going to take seats. So basically you're lining up in Janu Shirshasana. Your right leg is out. The foot is in between the blocks. And your left foot is attached to the straight leg. All right. Stack onto your hands. Inhale, lift the right foot off the floor. Step it over to the right and set it down. Inhale, lift. Cross it back in the middle and release. Good. Inhale, lift. Cross it over to the left side and down. Good. Inhale, lift. Cross it over to the middle and down. Inhale, lift. Cross it over to the right and down. Inhale, lift. Cross it over and release. So it may seem simple. Okay, I'm glad you're saying no, it's not. Because it's requiring, it's causing quite a few muscles to have to engage, your hip flexors, your quads, and the lower belly. And then we've got the ankle working too, okay? That comes up in the arm balance that we did in the last class. Even though we're not gonna do that, this is still, you're still gaining all those benefits. And it is sneaky, you may be sore in your quads tomorrow. As you inhale, lift your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, you're gonna bring your hands down to the block. So maybe they need to slide closer, maybe you can slide forward depending on your flexibility. But let this help you to even out your shoulders. And sometimes it's helpful to feel that little bit of a twist, the belly kind of cranking towards the top of the straight leg. Your heart is lifting out and up towards the toes. Good, from Janu Shirshasana, inhale up. Pick up your left foot, hold it with your right hand, and catch your left knee with your left hand. You can also do it that way. What's your name? Evelyn? Evelyn's holding it this way. This is another option. All right, a third option is the cradle hold. But if you slouch your back, it's better to be here with the straight back or here with the straight back. So see what's possible to keep the back straight. And then we're gonna cradle the leg pose. So inhale, we lift up. Exhale, we squeeze it in. And then we're gonna rock the baby. We can't do a practice dedicated to mothers without doing child's pose and cradle the baby pose. Okay. I'm gonna reverse that. Blocks set on either side of the left foot. Janu Shirshasana, prep, but we're gonna work this first. Inhale, you can lean back into your hands. Cross it over to the left. Good, inhale, lift. Slowly sail it to the middle and release. So the slower you go, the more strength you build. If you need to go faster, it's okay. It's a gentle class, so be as gentle as you need to be. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. While you're in this pose, if you look out, I'll show you that arm balance we did in the last class, just so you have a concept of what we were working with. You basically are lifting, but in order to get that lift, right, this is a good way to open up those muscles to do that. And the core work we were doing is obviously the contraction in the belly, and then of course the arm strength. Okay, from that Janu Shirshasana, if you're ready to exit out of that pose, you can slowly come up, bring that right foot with. And then test the waters on this side. Do you need the hands? Do you prefer the hook or the cradle hold? They all work. It's all the same benefits. Lift up through their crown. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze. Good. Lower. So that arm balance I just showed you, it's called elephant truck pose. But there's a couple other elephant poses that we have. And this one that we're about to do is the more gentle one. So that's what we're gonna do here. Have one block available. You're gonna lower to your spine. Keeping the knees bent. So the first thing we're gonna do is a little bridge flow to prepare. So as you inhale, press down through the soles of the feet, circle the arms overhead, tucking and lifting the tailbone off the floor. And then exhale, roll it down one vertebra at a time. Arms can circle back, hands rest with the sacrum. Inhale, coming up again, circling the arms overhead. Activating the hamstrings, glutes, and back. And then exhale, lower. Do one more. And I really want you to focus on what your feet feel like, what your knees feel like, what your thighs feel like, and exhale over. Now pick up your feet so that your knees can come a little closer to you, and you're going to place that block in between the knees, and you're going to set the feet back to the floor. Arms beside you again. But this time, you're holding and squeezing the block with your inner thighs. Okay, similar to what we did in the other poses. As you inhale, tuck and lift again. This time, keep your arms beside you. Notice the difference in the firing up of the muscles. So sometimes we think blocks and props make things easier, but they can also make it more challenging and more dynamic. So you can use it for restoration, yes, but you can also use it to gain more strength. So hopefully you can feel that here. Good, as you exhale, slowly lower. Bring the knees back close to you so you can take the block out of your thighs, set the feet back to the floor. Inhale, we're coming up one more time, but this time the block's gonna slide underneath the sacrum. Remember that block can turn 3 different heights or directions. Pick the one that's gonna be suitable for your body today. And this is gonna be more restorative. So your palms can turn open. We're not trying to engage the legs anymore. We're using it to prop ourselves in the position, which is really good for aiding the heart. It's really good for calming the mind. It's good for the thyroid gland. It's good for the spleen that purifies our blood flow. And we're going to aid it even more by going into one of the elephant truck poses. So we're going to bring the left foot up, reaching it towards the ceiling. Now, sometimes I instruct to point on the inhale, to flex on the exhale, or do ankle rotations. I'm going to let you freestyle it. Maybe you just want to have the static hold. Think about how the elephant is often trumpeting its trunk. That's what the leg kind of mimics here. As you exhale, lower the left foot. And then inhale. We'll pause for a moment, both feet on the floor, and feel that flush. from the left leg. Feel that sensation. And let's open up the energy now on the right side. So now lift it up. Pointing and flexing, circling the ankle, or just holding it in this static way. So if you prefer the more restorative positions or options, that's what we do here on Wednesdays with the gentle restorative. The gentle flow is a little bit more active. All right, exhale, let's lower that right foot to the floor. Let's take the block from underneath us. Roll it down one vertebra at a time. Take a hold of your knees, cradle them in toward or towards your chest. Sorry about that. On your next in-breath, roll the knees to center. Exhale over to the opposite side. So the twist helps to activate all of these energetic centers or portals. But they also do so much for the physical body, rinsing and soaking the abdominal organs and glands. Helping to purify the lungs and the nerve roots and spine. Trimming the waste. Getting that energy that's dormant at the base of the spine to dance its way up. Now completely roll to your right side. And find your bolster. And you can do a couple different things. One would be taking the bolster to the back to create a restorative heart opening position. Your other option could be a bolster under your thighs. And here's another great one for pregnancy. Would you prefer to be on your side? Your left side. Yeah.
And I like the bolster underneath for that and the blanket under your head, but you can play with it to see what works for you. I'm gonna dim the overhead lights. Once you find a position of your liking, settle into it. Relax into it. And I want you to embody the mother energy. The mother energy that's gentle, nurturing, compassionate, protective. So loving that it's unconditional. I want you to embody that within yourself. As you move towards the center of your being, embrace these qualities. Even give some love to your inner child. Deep in the flow of our breath. Slowly open up the breath into awake movement, hands and feet. You're all in different poses, so just begin to safely exit out of the one that you chose to reclaim a formal seat. Take your time. I want you to notice when you come up to take a seat that your body, now that you've been lengthening and strengthening some of your muscles, may find it easier to sit. Now that you've concentrated and calmed the mind, it might be easier to sit. The asana practice is a great prelude for meditation. Let's sit for just a moment together in silence. Together. And we all walk away from this practice inspired to practice our yoga, to practice this art of meditation, to remember its benefits. May we walk away feeling more at home and at peace in our bodies, hearts,